Welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to show you the best kitchen gadgets that are actually worth your money, and which ones you can totally skip. I promise you there's at least one gadget in this video that you will want to put on your Christmas list, a birthday list, or just buy for yourself because you deserve it. First up is this immersion blender. Now this is something that I use almost every single day, and I've had this one for about 5 years and it's still going strong. It makes making things like homemade hummus, potato salad, gazpacho, it's so easy and quick. And if you don't have an immersion blender, you're probably using your regular blender, which can be really loud and really annoying. So the immersion blender is definitely something that you want to add to your kitchen arsenal. Now, if you do a lot of baking, the next product I recommend is this stand mixer. I prefer this one over the other one because it's much more affordable and it does pretty much the same thing. I use this for things like making cookie dough, mashed potatoes, beating eggs, whipping cream. It's just so convenient to have, and it saves your arms and wrists from getting tired when you're remaking things by hand. Next product I highly recommend is a food processor. I use this one all the time. If you watch my videos, you know I love to make salads, and a food processor is essential for making things like creamy dressings, chopping vegetables, even making things like hummus and guacamole. This is the workhorse of the kitchen, and I would say this is probably one of the top 3 most used appliances in my kitchen. The next item I want to talk about is a good chef's knife. I've had this one for over 10 years and it's still going strong. The most important thing to me is a good sharp knife, because I do not want to be hacking away at things and making a mess. When you have a nice sharp knife, you can do things like dice onions without them falling apart, and you can slice things like tomatoes, so they look nice and pretty in your salad. The next product I want to talk about is a kitchen scale. Now, I used to think these were only for fancy bakers, but I recently started using one and I found it so convenient for making things like cookies. It helps you to get the right consistency for the dough. It's also really helpful for things like making salad dressings. I always weigh out my ingredients so I can make sure I'm getting the right ratios. And it's also really handy for things like making protein shakes. I can weigh out my protein powder and my supplements and make sure I am getting the right amount. The next item is a really good cutting board. I actually have 2. I have one for meat and one for vegetables. And the reason I have 2 is because you're not supposed to put a cutting board that has meat juices on it, on your vegetable dishes. So having a separate cutting board for vegetables and fruits is ideal. But if you don't have the space, then just get one really good quality cutting board. The next product I want to talk about is a rice cooker. I bought this one for my mom and she absolutely loves it. She uses it to make not just rice but also quinoa and steamed vegetables. And it's just so convenient to have. You put all the ingredients in, you press the button, and you walk away. Now, there are a few products that I saw online that I really wanted to get and try, but after doing some research, I realized I didn't really need them. The first one was this garlic chopper. Now, I really wanted to love this because I use garlic a lot in my cooking, but after watching several reviews on YouTube, I realized it was kind of a pain to clean and also not that sharp. So you really need to have a good sharp knife in order to use this. So I decided I didn't really need this in my kitchen. The next product I wanted to love is this electric water kettle. I thought this would be great for making tea, but I already have a microwave, so I didn't really need this. The next product I want to talk about is this avocado peeler. Now this sounded really cool, but after watching a few YouTube videos, it seemed like it was really hard to use and it did, really peel the avocado that well. So I decided I didn't really need this in my kitchen. So those are the kitchen gadgets that I recommend, and which ones you can skip. I hope this video was helpful. If it was, please give it a thumbs up. Also, if you're new here, please subscribe. I would love to have you. I share weekly videos on health, fitness, and recipes.